The way that a photograph is lit affects more than just how pretty the photo is. Lighting can also change the mood and the meaning of the photograph and how it's read by the viewer. Clever use of lighting can direct the viewer's attention into certain parts of the photograph and away from other parts where you don't want them to focus. Lighting can also affect the mood and the feel of the photograph. It can make it seem happy or sinister. Here's part of a fashion shoot I did for a magazine. This is the final shot we used. This is what the location actually looks like. So we shot during the day. Brief was to make the model look like they were at a bar at night. So to achieve this, the first thing we want to do is not let all of that natural light in to the camera's sensor. So we want to underexpose the shot. So setting the aperture, shutter speed, and ISO to a setting that doesn't let much light in is the first step. We don't need the ambient exposure to be completely black because we might want a little bit of fill in the photograph coming from the natural light. So now that we've subtracted the natural light from the shot, we can add back in light using our flashes, which allows us to direct the light more carefully than the natural light would. The key light that's in front of the model is a bare flash that has a grid spot on it, so that light doesn't fly everywhere and light up the bar because we want it to remain quite dark. We only want her to be lit up. And behind her, there's a rim light that has a red gel on it. The red makes it look more interesting and it just makes it look more like a nightclub. We all have a visual sort of association with covered light in a bar or a club. It just sort of makes it look more realistic and believable. Second shot I have to show relies a lot more on color. This is the original and this is the final shot. In this case, I'm using a blue and a red gel. The intention for the lighting for this shot is to make things seem strange and kind of surreal. Obviously, there's a decapitated hand and a massive head in a jar. In this case, I used only colored light and no white light because I wanted it to look as far from reality as possible.